I'm Teri.
I'm Dave.
And we're Flower Farm. And I'm showing Dave how to measure and how to use Flower Farm today.
I'm the student.
Yes. He needs a lesson. I watched him make waffles the other day and I thought, okay, you know what? We need to back up and we need to learn how to measure. Okay, so here we are. Okay, and you might be curious too, but I'm going to show you the best way to use our flour. And by the way, our flour is pretty amazing. So if you don't have a bag of our flour and you're watching this, you need to know that it is fully certified. It is a gluten-free flour blend. It is organic. It's
non-GMO, it's gluten-free, it's halal, it's kosher, the bag's recyclable, including the zipper pouch.
Including the zipper. So you just put the entire thing in the number 2 recyclable bin and you're good to go. And the other thing,
you can zip it shut and use it for a pillow if you need to.
And by the way, you want to keep this stored at 75 degrees or less. If your house is warm or if you live in a warmer climate, you're going to want to take the flour and put it in an airtight sealed container and keep it in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. That's
okay.
Good to know.
And the most important thing you need to know is the back of the bag. So it has our information. It has a brief description about how to use it, and we're going to show you how to measure that out today. But most importantly, it contains our website.
Okay.
Flour.farm. And that's where you want to go to get recipes, an online tutorial, anything you need to know about our flour is at flour.farm.
So, and just for a disclaimer, I have made waffles, and I've made a couple of other things, and I noticed on her recipes that she uses a lot of volume or weight instead of volume, and I'm old school, so these and these and these and at the restaurant, chefs use these, of course, and I'm not from the kitchen side of the restaurant.
Scales.
So scales.
Scales are your friend, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can get a scale for $7 or $8, all the way up to $50, depending on your needs. We have at least 4 scales in this house because we use them every day. But the scales make things go so much faster. It can cut down your baking time or your prep time from 20 minutes to 10 minutes, believe me. Okay, but we're going to show you the old-fashioned way. We're going to show you how to measure by volume. And by the way, every recipe has measurement by grams, by ounces, and by volume. So you know cups and tablespoons and teaspoons. So if you're one of our friends that uses the metric system, you're all set.
Why do you have to transition this flour?
Okay, so the most important thing you need to know about our flour is that if you're going to adapt a recipe that was a wheat-based all-purpose flour, that weighs about 120 grams per cup. Now, you're going to replace 120 grams of Flower Farm for 1 cup of all-purpose wheat flour. Now, notice how I didn't say replace 1 cup for 1 cup, because we're replacing by weight, not by volume. So in order to get the volume correct, our Flower Farm flour, 1 cup of our Flower Farm flour weighs 108 grams approximately. So in order to make up the extra weight, we need to add 1.5 tablespoons. So if we have 1 cup of Flower Farm plus 1 tablespoon plus half a tablespoon, you're good to go. That is the equivalent of 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay?
That's good to know.
Good to know. Okay, so let's get started.
So now I would have normally just done this, but I know that you said that then packs it in here too heavy.
Exactly. So if you do this and you just kind of pack it down, do you want to know what this weighs? Are you curious?
Wow.
So leave the bowl on.
So we tear the bowl.
And we tear...
T-A-R-E, if you guys, that means the bowl's weight has been removed from the scale because the scale's reading 0.
Exactly. So now let's say you do this and you're one of these people that just puts it in the bag and scrapes. Okay, so how much does that weigh, Dave?
I'm going to guess, 150 grams.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a brick.
Oh, you were close. Okay, that's about 154 grams. So now if you take that 154 grams and you replace that for 1 cup of all-purpose flour, you're going to have a brick, right? It's going to be doughy. It's going to be thick. You're going to have to add more liquid. It's going to be a mess.
So
Okay.
this?
So this is the correct way to do it, right? So hold the cup over the bowl, and you want to scoop it in with a spoon.
Oh, it holds its
Don't
body
pack
well.
it, and don't pack it in. Just
Don't touch it. Oh, but there's little pockets.
That's
in
no,
there.
no. Don't get it. Just do it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Just place it in
I'm
there.
gonna nail this.
I love this.
Right on this.
I love it.
Okay, I
Okay.
really heaped it. Okay, so then.
Okay. Now you're going to take the flat edge of just the very
this side?
edge of the knife, yes, and move it around.
It's not
so
gonna
that-
fill the holes. Oh,
Don't tap. Just
go like that.
go like that.
It's got holes in it.
Then put one more scoop of flour over. There you go. Now, move the knife around on the flat edge. There you go. Move it around. Get all of it. There you go. Good job. Now put it on.
Okay, let's see now.
Okay. 100. Yes.
108.
108 grams.
Okay,
Yeah. You measured
Okay, so,
correctly.
So then truly, and then you said one of these and one of these.
Yes.
So
and truthfully, you can
one
just
cup, 1 tablespoon.
1.5.
Oh, okay, 1.5 tablespoons plus 1 cup. Okay.
Yes.
Whoops, I'm not supposed to do it that way, am I?
Well, you can, but
Okay.
when it
Oh, yeah,
comes
this
to
is
like a
pretty light.
tablespoon, it's not a big deal. But you don't want to pack it. I'm going to show you something. If you go like this, then you're packing it. You don't want to do that. So try again.
All right. Special needs.
That's okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Wait a minute. That's it. There you go. Just scrape.
We're gonna need that.
Okay. Got about 116 or 17.
116.
Now you need the half. There you go. Flat edge.
Well, that is a tiny amount.
There you go. 100
Oh!
120!
Okay,
Yes!
totally nailed that,
Yes!
okay.
Wow! Okay, wait. I wish we could show everybody here that it does actually say 120.
Now, in the restaurant, normally
I'm not making it up.
We'd be wearing gloves and we'd say verbal, so we wouldn't touch our germs.
Okay, well, whatever.
germ.
Okay, so that's 120 grams. So this right here is equivalent of 1 cup of all-purpose wheat flour.
Okay, so that's if you have cups and blah blah blah. Now, if you have a scale, we don't do it like that.
We don't do it like that.
No,
Okay, so this
I
is
mean, I
how
don't do it like
this
that.
is how we measure.
this is how you do it. You start at 0 and you go like this until it hits 120, right?
There you go.
You just take that flour and you scrape it in there. Watch the thing.
I love
There,
it.
says I'm at 130. Oh, whoops, I went way too high.
That's because we had extra flour in there.
Right on it.
There you go. 120 grams. Okay,
That's the easy one.
we're good to go.
Tear,
Yes.
Tear the bowl, pour it in until it hits the 120.
Exactly.
Now you know you have the equivalent of a cup of wheat.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that because you want to make sure that you're always starting at 0. I can't tell you. I've done that a couple of times where I turn on the scale and then I put the bowl on and then I measure it. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. No, I've got 1.5 pounds and it says 1 cup. Okay. So
I
no.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. No, I've been there, done it. Yes, I have. Okay. So we're good to go.
Thank you. This kombucha's lovely.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have our kombucha brewing back here. All right, now the most important part of this is here.
So all that information is on the website.
Okay. So what I want to show you, and here's the website, flour.farm. So here's our website. It shows you our flour, and here you can buy it by the pouch, which sells on Amazon, a 30-ounce pouch, or you can buy it in bulk. And Azure Standard is the best place to buy it in bulk. We can't even beat Azure Standard's prices shipping it from our own personal warehouse. So it has the ingredients. It has the newest recipes. So whenever I post a recipe, the newest recipes are on the homepage. And then if you scroll down,
She's getting famous.
if you scroll down, here is the measurement guide. You see the measuring cup right here. All you have to do is click on the measuring guide, and it takes you to a full description of how to use this without having to calculate yourself. So if a recipe says you need a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and you want to make it gluten-free using our flour. Right next to it, it tells you, well, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour means that you're going to use 30 grams of our flour, which is also about 1 ounce. And in order to measure by volume, it's 1/4 cup plus 1 teaspoon.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes all the way down,
there.
a chart, exactly, from a 1/4 cup all the way to 1 cup. And then down at the bottom, it lets you know how much our flour weighs. So it starts with a teaspoon and it goes all the way up to a cup. So you'll know exactly how much our flour weighs and contributes to the recipe.
That's nice. So you can translate from wheat recipes, or you can also translate from other gluten-free recipes that are similar, maybe?
You know, I'm glad that you asked that, because when you adapt a gluten-free recipe, they could be using a blend that has a completely different weight per cup.
It's easier from wheat?
It's much easier to adapt a wheat-based recipe than it is to adapt a gluten-free recipe.
That makes sense. All the blends are different.
Exactly. Every blend has a different weight to it, and also it has a different composition. For example, we have coconut flour in our blend. Coconut flour loves moisture. It hugs it. It's what makes our cookies and our breads, everything so moist and wonderful, so our stuff doesn't taste like, you know, it's not dry as
Also, after
dirt.
if you freeze the products and come back, it's miraculous.
Exactly. It tastes just like you just made it. But it does change the moisture requirement. So use the recipes on the website as a guide, and I'm going to show you that next. But before you get to the recipes, there's a Flour Farm tutorial. So underneath the measurement guide, okay, so if you click on Flour Farm tutorial, it will take you to a page that lets you know how to be successful with Flour Farm. Let's say you want to make breads. It gives you a description on, if you're making breads, this is what you need to know. If you're making pasta, this is what you need to know. If you're making cookies, if you're making soups or gravies. So it kind of breaks it down by food category, and it gives you tips.
Nice.
Okay, so anyways, that's our tutorial for today.
I feel educated. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any questions?
If you have any questions at all, we answer emails. We're very, very supportive.
Every single email we personally answer within 12 to 24 hours. So please feel free to reach out. Okay, thank you. Have a great day.